gonna go write a million songs if that's the way to be. I'll write a classic to beat them all and go down in history. I'll be the one to reach the stars, but only if you're with me tonight, 'cause that'll be the life. I'm gonna go write a million songs if that's the way to be. I'll write a classic to beat them all and go down in history. I'll be the one to reach the stars, but only if you're with me tonight, 'cause that'll be the life. 'Cause that'll be the life. 'Cause that'll be the life.
Hello again and welcome to episode 53 of Main Street Martin, and our latest trip is to the Portuguese island of Madeira. In previous episodes we've cruised on MSC, Princess and Carnival ships, producing Mediterranean and Caribbean cruise series in places like Grand Turk, Marseille, Rome, Naples and Athens. Last time we sailed from Southampton on the MSC Preziosa, and we gave you a tour of the ship and explored the port cities of Hamburg, Rotterdam, Bruges and Le Havre. Don't forget you can still check out all of the previous episodes right here on the channel, and if you enjoy any of the videos, please make sure you click on the like button, ring the notification bell to be informed of any future videos, and please subscribe. So we've travelled here to Funchal, the capital of Madeira, with TUI, and we're staying here at the TUI Blue Madeira Gardens. This is a beautiful part of the island. It's the south coast, and nestled on the slopes of the central massif, the city here is amongst an abundant plant life sustained by the volcanic soil and an all year round spring climate. The hotel sits next to the oceanfront hillside and is located in a quiet and sunny suburb around 2 kilometres from the city centre, and it has amazing mountain and sea views. All 119 rooms have been recently renovated, so let's go inside and take a look at ours. All of them, as you can see, are furnished with a balcony, air conditioning, direct dial telephones, flat screen television sets, interactive television, free internet, wireless systems, tea and coffee making facilities, there's a safe and a minibar.
And then behind me is the bathroom, which is a really good size, with the shower over the bath, toilet and bidet, and sink with vanity mirror and hairdryer. And then the main room, large double bed, and then outside on the balcony, fabulous views. There's a Norwegian cruise line ship in at the moment in Funchal harbour. Temperatures around 18 Celsius, cloudy but sunny. There may be some showers, but it's a lovely day overall. And the first impression is that this is a really green island.
Downstairs, the cocktail bar serves evening cocktails, and the Palmyra bar serves snacks, hot and fresh drinks throughout the day, as well as a daily lunch offering. And there's also, as you saw, an outdoor freshwater heated swimming pool, as well as a panoramic rooftop 360 degree view terrace with sun loungers. There's a jacuzzi up there as well, along with showers and a self-service bar overlooking Funchal's harbour. Some of the facilities are also located in the lower ground floor, such as the spa. There's also a hairdresser, a games and television room, an internet desk and a nightclub as well. Now, we were staying on a bed and breakfast basis, and the breakfast was served every morning in the buffet restaurant, which also served buffet dinners in the evening with cooking stations. Well, as you'll see, there's certainly plenty to do here. We predominantly spent our time in Funchal, where the city is full of whitewashed colonial architecture, some from the century Madeira was discovered. We also visit many of the landscape gardens, two of which can be reached using a cable car that lifts you up to the Mont neighbourhood, and to get back down, well, you have a choice. You can either come back down using the aforementioned cable car, or you can descend the narrow streets at high speed in a wicker toboggan. We did that as well. So you'll see all that and much more in this series, but first we decided to explore the city. So this is the stunning Santa Catarina Park. We stumbled across this on our very first day when we were heading into Funchal, and we loved it so much we went back several times. It's a public park and it's situated between the Avenida do Infante Avenue and the Avenida Sacamero Avenue. It has stunning views across Funchal Bay and down onto the harbour, and it's planted with beautiful plants from all over the world, lovely herbaceous borders, and you can also take a look while you're there at the Capella de Santa Catarina Chapel. And why not do what we did? You can sit in a cafe overlooking the beautiful artificial lake where birds are nesting in the trees and enjoy a nice jug of sangria. As this was our first day, we were just getting our bearings, so you'll see a lot of things on this early video that we'll explore in more detail later on. These are the municipal gardens, also known as the Donna Amelia Garden in memory of the Queen. It's around 8,300 square metres of beautiful flowers, plants and trees indigenous to Madeira, as well as many other exotic species from all over the world. The construction of the garden began in 1880 and the very first plants to come here were from Paris and Porto. It's located right in the heart of the city, opposite the Municipal Theatre, on land that was once the home to a Franciscan convent. In fact, in one of the avenues nearby, it's still possible to find a 17th century marble coat of arms with the Portuguese Franciscans. There's a small pond here featuring ducks and black or white swans. There's a cafe, this beautiful amphitheatre where there's often entertainment and cultural events. And it also has a terrace, a kiosk, a small pond and a sculpture in marble.
Now, if you've seen any of the other vlogs on this channel, you'll know that wherever we go, we like to look at monuments, historical architecture and churches. This is the Funchal Cathedral.
Escutai a palavra do Senhor, cheios de muçulmanos. Dai ouvidos ao lei do nosso Deus, povo do mundo. Levai-vos, purificai-vos.
We only had a brief amount of time in the cathedral because, as you can hear, a service was taking place. But if you do step inside, you literally are going back in time to the Portuguese Age of Discovery. The building was constructed at the dawn of the 16th century using multi-toned pyroclastic rock, which was quarried from the cliffs at Cabo Giro to the southwest. Now, if you gaze up at the steeple's roof, you'll also see that it's clad with classic glazed tiles. Manuel I, the Portuguese king at the time, donated the cathedral's silver processional cross, held as a masterpiece of liturgical silverwork. And the wooden choir stalls are also exceptional and depict prophets, saints and apostles in 16th century garb. As always, whenever we go away, we enjoy just wandering around, getting our bearings and stumbling across all sorts of things, and this is a great example of that. It was originated here in 1893, the Santo Antonio factory, influenced very much by the English culture at the time, appeared here as the very first biscuit factory in the region. As well as the famous biscuits, the company now produces the traditional Madeira cane honey cake, handmade sweets, marmalade and fruit jams from the region, covered and soft almonds typical of the Easter season, as well as a wide range of Madeiran bread and biscuits in different shapes and flavours. Next, we're on our way to the beautiful Town Hall Square. The very first town hall was built here in 1486 near to the cathedral, and until 1784 the town council used to meet there. Then, following a period with several removals to different places until 1802, the town hall was finally moved to the Largo da Sé, where it remained until 1913, when it was demolished. Today, the square is occupied by some cafes and restaurants, amongst which is the famous Apollo Cafe, which opened in 1945. Today's town hall is an excellent example of civil architecture from the 18th century. The property was purchased from a family back in 1883. The highlights are the impressive doorway carved in grey stone. It has a magnificent reception area on the first floor with 11 windows, each of them equipped with its own balcony. Thick iron gratings, usually to be seen on buildings from the 17th and 18th century, protect the windows on the ground floor, and there's a splendid staircase making the connection to the reception area on the first floor. An arch leads to a beautiful interior yard where you can see the marble statue of Leda and the Swan. Apart from the town hall, you'll also see here the Collegio Church and the Sacred Art Museum. You'll also see a fountain built in 1942 showing an obelisk decorated with the city's coat of arms and other elements with national characteristics. This is St Peter's Church, built in the late 16th century, replacing a much older and smaller chapel, which was located outside the city walls. Between the 16th and 18th centuries, the church underwent various renovations and extensions, resulting in what you can see today. The interior of the church is the main highlight, featuring Baroque wood carvings and tiling, representing the opulence of the church at the time, set off nicely by the beautiful Blessed Sacrament altarpiece, which makes this space well worth a visit. Next we stumbled upon this house museum, named after Dr. Federico de Freitas, a renowned lawyer, notary and collector from Madeira, who rented this property around 1941. Now the building was originally the residence of the Condes de Calçada and their ancestors, known as Casa de Calçada, since the end of the 17th century. Freitas was a passionate collector of decorative arts, and he bequeathed his vast collection of furniture, sculpture, painting, ceramics, engraving, crystals and pewter objects to the autonomous region of Madeira. And later the building was acquired by the regional government and gradually restored to serve as a museum while preserving the original environment of the collection. The museum officially opened on June the 29th, 1988. It was expanded in 1999 with the addition of the purpose-built House of Tiles, which houses the museum's tile collection. There is no doubt that Madeira is a beautiful and very green island. Wherever you go, there are parks, open spaces and gardens to explore. But we were making our way 111 metres above sea level to the São João Batista fortress. Now, it's not the only fortress on the island, but it is considered one of the major landmarks and a must-see attraction, offering panoramic views right the way across Madeira. It was built in the 17th century, and the idea was to try and make the city's defensive system more robust in order to withstand the frequent attacks by pirates. It became a fabulous surveillance point, but it also served as the city's gunpowder warehouse, intended for all the many forts and towers across Madeira. In the mid-20th century, the fort was then handed over to the Navy, and it became a major communications centre here. And in more recent years, it's undergone several renovations, and it now includes a multi-purpose area used for concerts or conferences, a cafe where visitors can also sit back and enjoy the fantastic views over Funchal. On our way back down to the city, we planned our route to take in the Santa Clara convent. It dates back to the late 15th century, and it's an outstanding monument to the history and heritage of the city of Funchal. It originally belonged to a cloistered religious order, but now it's open to visitors. It was built between 1489 and 1496 by order of the second Captain Donny of Funchal, and at the time it was built to house the daughters of the local nobility. The group of buildings that make up the convent is of great architectural and artistic value. On its walls you'll see Hispanic and Arabic tiles dating from the 17th century, and the ceilings are worked in wood, and the facilities also house a collection of restored 17th and 18th century canvases. When you visit the convent, you'll also get a chance to see the atrium, the fabulous chapel, which is thought to have been built in the 16th century, the porch giving access to the choirs and the Gothic cloisters. And you can also make some time to visit the Santa Clara church itself, commissioned by João Gonçalves Zarco, the man who discovered the island. And before we finish this episode, a quick visit to the fort of São Tiago, a historic military fort located in the historical Old Town area. It was constructed in 1614 during a period when Madeira held significant strategic importance in the Atlantic Ocean. It was commissioned by the Portuguese crown to defend the island from pirate raids as well as attacks from other European powers. During the 17th and 18th centuries, it played a crucial role in protecting Funchal from corsairs and privateers, particularly during the conflicts between Portugal and Spain. The fort underwent extensive restoration in the 1990s, transforming it into a cultural venue. From 1994 until 2015, it housed the Madeira Museum of Contemporary Art, before that was relocated. And that's where we'll leave you for this episode, but don't forget to join me next time for the second part in our series on the Portuguese island of Madeira, when we'll take you up to the Mont Palace and Gardens by cable car and bring you back down into Funchal in, of all things, a wicker toboggan. In the meantime, take a look at the other videos on this channel featuring Caribbean and Mediterranean cruises, plus our visits to eco parks and theme parks in Mexico, the United States and Europe. You'll also find some city breaks in the UK and Europe, as well as short breaks, providing you with plenty of top tips, hints and ideas. Remember, if you enjoy any of the videos, you can really help the channel by clicking on the like button, ringing that notification bell and subscribing. And we'll have lots more from the Portuguese island of Madeira next time on episode 54 of Main Street Martin.
I'm gonna go write a million songs if that's the way to be. I'll write a class to beat them all and go down in history. I'll be the one to reach the stars, but only if you're with me tonight. 'Cause that'll be